Phillip Bowers, right?
That's correct.
So the question is, you have a group of 20 activists watching the hearing today. They passed this out, 10 items, 10 reasons to stop Common Core. Mm-hmm. What do you think the controversy is pertaining to Common Core? Is this a federal takeover of our public education in South Carolina?
Well, that's part of it. Part of it is we had good standards. We were known, South Carolina, for years as having great standards, well before Common Core came along. Common Core came along the same time that the race to the top, and they dangled the money in front of the state and said, if you'll accept these Common Core, we'll give you some money, potentially give you some money. That changed our priority. All of a sudden, our standards weren't good, and so Common Core became a priority for the state. As we've learned more about it, and we know a lot more now than 10, 20 times more now than we did when we adopted it in 2010. The state board reviewed it. I was on the state board at the time. I was opposed to it then, primarily as I saw it as a kind of a federal overreach. Didn't have any evidence that they were any better, and I was concerned for several reasons. I voted against it. We didn't get enough votes to defeat it. It subsequently went to the EOC. They approved it. So we started down this path for Common Core. I think a one size fits all common. Why should we be common when every child's special? So I would like to see us slow down on it. And they make a lot of good points on that. I got that on email. Lots of other information, by the way. We've been getting emails. So it's a combination of a lot of things. Our standards were fine. We'd been notoriety. We had notoriety for that already. We changed simply because we thought we might get a little money from the race to the top. Now we started down this path, and no one wants to stop and take a second look. Just a combination of a lot of things. I don't think it's good for the children, particularly because of one size fits all. You see charter schools continue to grow, other avenues to education continuing to expand, but we want to go back to a common system. It doesn't make sense.
This may actually cost. This is expensive to implement.
Yes, and Senator Hayes alluded to that in his discussion earlier. We don't know whether we have the bandwidth. Most people agree that we don't have the bandwidth to do it. We don't have the computers.
As far as measuring this Common Core.
Yes, the Common Core assessment, the PARC or Smarter Balance, whichever one, they're computer adapted. They're all on computer. Our tests today are paper and pencil. We don't have the computers, bandwidth, or facilities to test all these students in a reasonable amount of time. I've heard from a 20-week window to a 12-week window, and you have to split them up. So some students are able to get 12 additional weeks education, classroom time, then they take their test. Well, what happens to those students who happen to fall out and take the test first? They're missing those 12 weeks. So it just presents all sorts of real problems, and cost is one of them. We don't know what it's going to cost. But
right. Thanks so much for your time.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Good to see you.